Fuchs in the house. How's everybody doing on this Saturday evening? So I get a little scorpions in. I'm gonna do kind of a couple of players on the NFL draft for the Packers. Go over that. I'm gonna do that last. So I'm gonna start with movie talk and kind of work backwards. Usually I do stuff first and then uh, the movies, but we're gonna try it a little differently. Kind of go stuff and go from there. Start off today with I had a cold this week. Started off it as allergies, and it just was nasty. And I even did the COVID test just to be safe because I haven't had a cold. I still have it somewhat in my system. I even tried Thursday because I called in sick a couple of days because just working on the phones and stuff just was not going to be happening. I just it was going to be rough, literally. And so Friday I went in and I managed, and there was a couple times, but over that time, went to the dollar store and I had to get cough relief, and this is a soft gel, and it's like compared to I guess Robitussin's soft gel, and this thing held out. I worked Friday, and I took it in the morning, and 10 minutes before I was off, I ended up having the 10 minutes were bad. It just ran out, and it lasted. It did its job for being something from the dollar store. I mean, I don't doubt there's something probably a little better, but for what I had, I got a kick out of it. It says it's 8 hour relief, and it gave it, and like I said, 10 minutes, all of a sudden my nose starts running, and you just could tell it's like, oh, the medication just ran out of juice, and so kind of I was surprised. I was like, ah, okay, it's certainly compared to Robitussin, so I thought, what the heck, I'll try it, and I give it, yeah, it does the job. And then Dollar Tree, they're going to a dollar plus, where they're going to have a section that's going to be $3, $5 items. I kind of wish they'd just go to like $3 items. It wasn't. I went down. It was to two, and nothing extra. And there's some things there, but I'm leaning like towards that. Will expand a little bit probably. I kind of like the concept they have that it's in its own little section. So that kind of seems pretty good for, I guess, a gimmick or how you're doing your sales for that. But I guess, yeah, there's going to be a dollar plus section in the Dollar Trees. And then I don't really do the taking like sleep aids, but with me being under the weather, and the first day I did not sleep at all. I didn't. I was up and basically was 5 o'clock in the morning, and it's like, well, I got another hour, and I have to, call in, and so I basically stayed up and just it was just that first day just went wow, that kicked the shit out of me. So I went to the dollar store for and I decided to try this. It's called Restorz. Let's see if we can get that in there. And it's gummies, and they say take it hour to 2 hours before you go to bed. I totally recommend for sure the hour, definitely. You do feel these. They kick it. You take two, and in an hour you start feeling a little drowsy. Totally something I remember a long time ago. I did try some. I don't remember the brand, and it really didn't do nothing for me. So I kind of was like, and then you heard about getting hooked on this stuff, and it's like, nah, I don't want to do that. But this will, if once you go to sleep, you do get a restful sleep. I mean, I did. But you definitely want to take this a little earlier, go to bed a little earlier, and the only reason is it's in your system when you wake up. You feel a little groggy, and it takes a little time to get it out of the system. So, there's experience there. And then today I went to our Festival Foods, local grocery market, and so I'm walking around 5 pound bag of potatoes for $1. I was like, okay, and I think you have to buy like $5 of regular sale price. I just went over and bought some wings in the meat section, and I just had those. They were average. They were kind of bland, I thought. I could use some bite or something on them. I put them in the broiler, and I got a couple more that I'm going to do probably when I watch a movie tonight. But yeah, I was like, dollar for 5 pounds of potatoes. It's like, crap, I can eat like 2 pounds of them. I mean, the others can go bad, and I still have my money's worth. So, and the reason I'm doing that too is just all right of potatoes. I saw them on sale for $6, five something, but $7 for frozen potatoes. Yeah, I can $1 for a 5 pound bag of potatoes. I guess I'll have to put a little effort in making some fries. May have to do a video on that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet. I have to see about that. So that is that, and this video is gonna run. My next thing, UWM. What else? Yeah, yes. Oh, movies. Three movies I have is thumbs down for Super Cyclone 2012. It got a 2.3. The special effects, just a cyclone forms in the ocean by an oil rig, and the computer special effects just no. I did stop watching this movie. I think I got to halfway, and usually if I go that far, I'll stay in. I was like, no, this ain't worth it. It just I don't know if I feel like I did this wrong movie already, maybe. So I apologize, but it did get. Now I'm thinking about it because there's a helicopter scene, and yes, I think I maybe did this. So it was bad. So if I did that movie previously, I apologize. I got so many movies I cross off, not cross off. So next one, Big Shot, 1974, George C. Scott. Basically, he basically is going to plan robbing a mobile bank, which is like a mobile home. And so he gets a crew together. It's a comedy. Seeing George C. Scott in the role kind of surprises me in a comedy. So that kind of, in the time, 1974, I'll give it a five and a half, maybe. It just kind of surprised me, the role, and some, just trying to find something out there to watch. And then my last one, I am almost want to say thumbs down, but I'll just go, it's okay movie. Dog Eat Dog, 2016. Reason I'm kind of leaning towards this a little bit, it is Nicolas Cage and William Dafoe. So I kind of fired up, but it's like, hey, these are two big actors in this movie. And it is an action movie, and the plot is towards the end. They're gangsters that get out of jail and try to do something to live on the outside. And there's a thing to go kidnap a 1-year-old baby. I don't know. It just didn't do nothing. I mean, if the action movie, but there's much better out there, and Nicolas Cage and William Dafoe, just something that, I just go. It got a 4.8, so I'll give it to them because it's those two actors. All right, so now we're going to kind of go to the sports world, and I'm going to try to get this done in the next 3 or 4 minutes. See who's going to be watching at this time. So start off with UW Baseball. They're at 20-19, so staying one game above. Be curious on what they do in the Horizon League. Anything can happen, and if you win the Horizon League, you get to go to the baseball NCAA tournament. They haven't been there in a long time, but they have been in there. So again, Wisconsin UWM is the only Division I baseball team. So that is out there. They played Northwestern a couple times, or they will. They got their ass handed to them in their last game. I think I may have talked about that in my video. Um, and I'm only saying this because my previous video that I was trying to do, I kept coughing in it, and I was like, I can't do this. I was like, yeah, we're gonna go through this, but no, I couldn't. And then UWM basketball. The transfer portal for smaller colleges, it could help, but it's going to just put them in another level of they're going to get talent that the big colleges don't want, and the smaller schools will get some talent. There may be some surprises and stuff, but I think the portal is going to hurt schools like UWM. Sucks, but it's going to come down to money. And maybe if UWM, the Milwaukee businesses or something decide to, I don't know how it works, promoting players, that they maybe grab one or two Milwaukee players and give them some, money that way and see how it goes. But they did get one, Learic Davis, 6'7". He's from Whitnall, and he went to Tennessee Tech, and he redshirted, so he's coming back. So they got him. The only thing with UWM is they do not have a big man. Everybody became seniors or transferred out, or graduated, and so they do need a big man. They can play small ball, but you do need somebody for banging around in the inside a little bit, and hopefully they get. They have still. Last year they were getting players in May, so. But I would hope that some big guy that's out there that's like, you know what, I could go over to UWM, play serious minutes, get my exposure instead of being a backup for so and so because they're that grade level higher. So hopefully somebody thinks that way, because I think it's a good opportunity for a big man to come to UWM and just like, hey, this is I'm the center, and that's that. Okay, Packers. I'm not going through all the players. I grabbed a couple that I think are going to be interesting, surprising, I guess you want to say. Their first pick, Lukas Van Ness, edge rusher. They need defensive line. No problem with it. I like the defensive lineman they got later. So start with, and he's from Iowa. They kind of say they kind of has a J.J. Watt mentality, which, yeah, I don't like when they do that kind of stuff. So just hope he becomes himself, and that's that. Just do it that way. They drafted a defensive lineman, and I guess he's kind of in a tweener thing, defensive line, defensive end. Colby Wooden from Auburn. I kind of like the thought of this guy. And they're going to try to put him in defensive line. But it's just something that I feel like they got somebody that is going to help the team. For some reason, I don't know what it is. They drafted a quarterback, Sean Clifford. And for the number 2 quarterback, I have no problem with it. I think it's up to him if he wants to go to that next level, because I think the Packers are giving him an opportunity. Because Danny, I can't think of his last name for the Packers, is the number 2. He hasn't played in 5 years. And so I really think that if somebody puts a bug up Mr. Clifford's behind or something like that, get him going. Because, yeah, I have to say, I'd have no problem with it. So there could be another free agent signing or something on that part. And then this one I like, Karl Brooks from Bowling Green. He's a defensive lineman, and I feel like he could be one that could give Kenny Clark some rest. I almost feel like I'd like to see him play side by side, but then they'd have to be in a 4-3, and I think they do a 3-4. But in today's NFL, I think it's all over the place. But just hearing about him and seeing what he does, having Kenny Clark and this guy playing next to each other, that middle of that line ain't your running backs are going outside. I mean, that's just that. And then they got a safety that sounds kind of interesting. How I was reading it, Anthony Johnson Jr., a safety out of Iowa State. And Karl Brooks from Bowling Green and Sean Clifford, Penn State. I don't know if I said that or not. So they did get a safety. They have a lot of players at defensive backs, so it'll be it: cornerback, defense back, safety. See how that plays out. And then this guy, Grant Dubose, wide receiver from Charlotte, he kind of sounds a little interesting. So those are my players, and that is my draft talk. Like I say, I put it towards the end. I don't know who's going to be watching towards the end. Then my brother-in-law, get well. He ended up having appendicitis, and so hopefully he's doing well. And he basically, I asked him about, because he's a Jets fan. He's a Packer and Jets fan, but he grew up in New York for a while. But he is a Packer fan. Upper Michigan, Ironwood. He's got Iron Mountain and Ironwood, the smaller of the two. He's from that area, so he's a Packer fan. But he said Rodgers gets injured in 6 games with the Jets. That's what he said. I don't know if that's just him being under the weather or what. So he did say that. May have to follow up with him on that and see what happens. And I'll keep my list of players and see what happens. Maybe when spring training or beginning of the season, see on my players that I went through how they did, or if they're busts or something like that. All right, everybody, long video, and thanks for watching, and have a great evening.